There's a time for everything, a season for every activity under the heavens, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to uproot, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to tear down and a time to build, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to scatter stones and a time to gather them, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to search, a time to give up, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be silent and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace. What do workers gain from their toil? I've seen the burden God has laid on the human race. He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set eternity in the human heart, yet no one can fathom what God has done from beginning to end. It's Ecclesiastes 1 to 3, 1 to 11. The actual author of Ecclesiastes is unknown. The superscription attributes the book to Kohelet, commonly translated preacher, Greek, who is identified as the son of David, king in Jerusalem. Though these words can only refer to Solomon, the son of David. There's a couple sons of David. Is Koheleth King Solomon? That's a good question. Is Koheleth King Solomon? Well, I'm asking you, Internet. There's a time for everything and a season for every activity under the suns, under the heavens. A time to be born and a time. See, Solomon, the information, the first two, it's saying that nobody else is the son of David, king of Jerusalem, yet it must be admitted that the designation son of David could be used to refer to anyone in the line of David. It's also puzzling why Solomon would hide behind a pseudonym. Good point. Good point, good point, good point. In conclusion, it's not impossible that Solomon was Koheleth, but evidence to the contrary is sufficient to make it very, very doubtful. So here is this Koheleth. Not only is Koheleth's identity concealed, but it seems as though his wisdom is presented in the book he's not the author of. He's initially introduced in the third person. This suggests that an unnamed author was actually presenting the wisdom to Koheleth, a famed assembler of wisdom for our consideration. So, dear Koheleth, dear Nicodemus, dear Einstein, the book ends by giving some biographical facts about Koheleth and a summary of his message. Not only was the teacher wise, but he imparted knowledge to the people he pondered and searched out. Now all has been heard. The conclusion of the matter: fear God, keep his commandments, for this is the duty of all mankind. For God will bring every deed into judgment, including every hidden thing, whether it's evil or good. Ecclesiastes 12:9-14.